Hi everybody, Howard here with the minor pentatonic and double stop connection, something I think all of us guitar players should be handy with. And in my previous lesson I covered the major pentatonic and double stop connection with a few extra goodies thrown in for measure, and this lesson will be no different, okay? So first and foremost, I'm using just 3 or 4 chords for the whole lesson. We're starting off with an A minor 7, then we'll be using a D minor 7, an E minor 7, and finally an E7 sharp 9. And I'm going to lay this out in basically what is a 12-bar blues, okay? So I'll be using bits and pieces of the minor pentatonic scale combined with the double stop information, okay? And as I said, a couple of other goodies as well. So let me play the example for you first, and then we'll break it down bit by bit and explain what it is, and how it works, okay? Here we go. All right, so let's dive right into it. First off, we've got that A minor 7 chord, and we just do a quick little arpeggio and a sweep. Okay, and then we've got a couple of hammer-ons right inside the minor pentatonic shape. And then what I'm doing is I'm connecting with the double stops that go with that chord. Okay, now that in and of itself is a really cool thing to know. If you've got a minor chord, let's say I had an F sharp minor, a B minor. That in and of itself is a really cool thing to know. That will always work over any minor chord that you have, especially if you're doing all 6 strings, okay? So that's what we have for the first phrase. Come back and play the A minor 7 chord again. Okay, and this is a combination of double stops of thirds, minor thirds, and a major third in there. So let me play that for you slowly, and then we'll discuss it, okay? Okay, now once again, if you've got a minor chord, that's going to work. If I played F sharp minor, B minor again. So these are just really cool things to know. And if you have those 2 things going for you, you've got some options, right? Very sweet indeed, okay? So that's what we play for the second phrase. And you can see I'm playing that as I slide into that third, okay? So that's cool. It brings in the flat 5 of the blues scale. Like I said, a couple of little extras here and there. Then we come back again to the A minor 7 chord and we play this. Okay, so once again, this is a combination. I'm starting off with a bit of the pentatonic scale. And I think using your second finger, by the way, right there is best because we're going to slide into this double stop. All right, and that's a 4th, but you can hear it's right inside that A minor chord. That's very scale oriented. That's a minor third double stop, or major third double stop, okay? And then hammer into a minor third double stop, okay? So those are very sweet sounding. All right, then we come back to the A minor 7 chord. And for this, I'm just running the A blues scale, the minor pentatonic with the flat 5 in it, in reverse. Right, and walking into that 4 chord, which is going to be a D minor 7. So let me play that nice and slow. And that's going to take us into the D minor 7 chord, okay? And then we go on, okay? So let's go over those 4 fills, okay? We get into the D minor 7 chord. Now you can play the D minor 7 up here if you want to, but I like the color, I like the variations, how that just goes to the A note in the chord. But we play the same double stop action that we played on the A minor. We're just playing it over a D minor shape, right? So we play this. But we play the same double stop action that we played on the A minor. We're just playing it over a D minor shape, right? So we play this. So you can see it's the exact same thing as we played here. But we're over a D minor chord now. Play the D minor 7 again. And then we play. Okay, so this is another one of those little extras, okay? If you have a minor chord or a minor 7th off of the 5th string, once again, it's about patterns and shapes that always work and sound musical. You can always count on this. That set of double stops. And you can see that they come right out of the chord. And you can play whatever you want. You can play in either direction and it's going to sound great. In this case, we played. And again, by adding little simple hammer-ons and slides, you can really give it a lot of color, okay? So we play the D minor twice and we have those 2 fills. Come back to the A minor again, because like I said, it's basically mapped out in a simple 12-bar blues, and we play this. Okay, so again, just starting off with a bit of the pentatonic scale. And again, I think hammering to the 2nd finger on that one is best because we're sliding into, once again, that double stop. And that's the 4th, but then we turn it into a minor 3rd, okay? And that's just an A minor triad, played from high to low, right? Little extras, as I mentioned. So once again, that's played like so. I came back and played that previous fill. That's always a nice idea, by the way, to repeat something. I'll get into this in much more in a question and answer type video for your solos, but that's a good idea to come back and play a variation on something you already played, or just play the same thing once again, okay? The listener can re-recognize that, if you will, and it sounds pretty nice. So once again, coming back to the A minor 7 chord, we have. And then we move to the 5 chord, which in this case, of course, is an E minor 7. And we're going to decorate it the same way we did the D minor 7. And this is kind of interesting because you're actually stepping outside of the scale a little bit for this. But it fits the chord, and that's the most important thing. So you can say I played the same pattern, just basing it off of the chord. So we actually have that F sharp note in there, but it sounds great because it works inside the chord. minor 7. And then to turn it all around, we played this. That's a nice minor blues turnaround. So you can see we're just using a bit of that blues scale to connect those chords together. So let's run the whole thing down again with the tab on the screen. So there you go with the minor pentatonic double stop connection, okay? Something I think all of us players should know, okay? I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and listen, a special shout out and thanks to all you guys for subscribing, all the incredible, wonderful comments you leave, and the questions you ask, okay? I really appreciate it. So I will see you soon in the next video.